Welcome and thank you for joining Bowel Cancer UK's Quizmas Challenge. I'm Luke Squires and I'm delighted to be hosting this evening's event. I hope you're looking forward to testing your knowledge with a fantastic range of questions brought to you by a brilliant range of famous faces who, like me, all want to raise awareness of bowel cancer and raise money to fund research into the disease. I'm the Director of Fundraising at Bowel Cancer UK, and over the last 10 years that I've worked for the charity, we've made great progress and strides, but we need to do so much more. As well as having fun and getting competitive this evening, we're raising money to help fund Bowel Cancer UK's life-saving research. Every 15 minutes, someone in the UK is diagnosed with bowel cancer, and it is the second biggest cancer killer. But it shouldn't be, because if it is diagnosed early, it is highly treatable and curable. But more research is needed into the causes of bowel cancer and effective treatment. Your donations tonight will be used to fund this vital research. And there's even more reason to give, because all the money raised this evening will be matched, making your donations worth twice as much. There's a donation link on the screen, and it was also in the email you received with the quiz link in it. It's simple to donate, but for your gift to be doubled, you must donate through this link. Thank you for all your support and generosity. We'd love to see your pictures, and pictures of you and your team enjoying the evening, or arguing over answers maybe. So please share them on social media using the hashtag #QuizmasChallenge. And you can tag us too using @BowelCancerUK. Special thanks must go to all of our wonderful contributors this evening too. A range of celebrities have kindly given their time to record each of our quiz rounds. And we're also going to hear from two people for whom research into bowel cancer is incredibly important. A few bits of housekeeping before we get going. Please, please, please don't use Google. We're trusting you not to be sneakily searching for the answers. We won't be able to pause or repeat questions, but at a couple of points during each round, the questions so far will appear on screen for a minute to give you a chance to make a note of any you may have missed. You might want to take a photo of that screen to refer back to. If you're struggling to hear any of the questions, then the email you received with the Zoom link has a downloadable set of questions you can refer to. We'll do 3 rounds, get the answers, and then have a short break. Then there'll be another 3 rounds, a short break, and the final answers. The whole quiz will take around an hour and a half. Don't forget we're playing for fun rather than prizes, but we'd love to know how you got on. So add your scores into posts on social media. We'll send out the full questions and answers in an email to you in the next day or so after that. So you'll be able to see where you were right and wrong. We've switched the chat off, muted all of your microphones, but feel free to keep your cameras on if you'd like to. And now, without further ado, let's fire up the grey cells and kick off the Quizmas Challenge with round 1, the music round, hosted by the fabulous J. Wilgoose Esquire from Public Service Broadcasting, who will be seeing if you know your Sinatra from your Stormzy, and whether you're hitting the right notes with your answers. Good luck.
I am J. Wilgoose Esquire from the band Public Service Broadcasting, and I join you today from our extremely glamorous studio headquarters in SE23. My band is called Public Service Broadcasting, and we make kind of conceptual albums, I suppose. We write music around broadly based sort of themes and topics. We've had records about the space race, about the rise and fall of the mining industry in South Wales. That was a bit niche. And the latest one is all about the creative history and inspiration of Berlin. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, then by all means investigate further if you don't know us. But anyway, enough plugging. I'm here appropriately enough, or possibly not, to present the music round. So without further ado, here we go. Question 1. Which British pop star had #1 hits in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s? That is quite the success rate. Which British pop star had #1 hits in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s? I think I might know the answer to this one, but it'd be a little bit of a guess. See how you get on. Question 2. Taylor Swift released 2 studio albums in 2020. One was titled Folklore, but what was the name of the other one? I have both, of course, but not in shot. That would be a terrible mistake. So repeat, Taylor Swift released 2 studio albums in 2020. One was titled Folklore, but what was the name of the other one? Question number 3. What was the name of David Bowie's flamboyant alien alter ego? What was the name of David Bowie's flamboyant alien alter ego? He had a few alter egos, of course, but we're after one in particular here. So do have a guess if you don't know. Question number 4, one for all the 80s kids. Which year was Live Aid held in? Which year was Live Aid held in? 1984, 1985, or 1986? Good job, there's multiple choice there. The options are 1984, 1985, or 1986 for the year that Live Aid was held in. Question number 5. Which 2007 song by Mika has the following lyrics? I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky. Now that's not the melody, I am just speaking them, it's not a rap. It's a 2007 song by Mika, and it has the lyrics, I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky. It's a very good song, but do you know the name? Question number 6. For the London 2012 opening ceremony, which unexpected guest joined the London Symphony Orchestra for a live performance of the theme from Chariots of Fire? That's the London 2012 opening ceremony. Which unexpected musical guest joined the London Symphony Orchestra for a rendition of the theme from Chariots of Fire? It wasn't Vangelis. Question number 7, and I'll be surprised if many of you get this one wrong. Which comedy duo joined the Lightning Seeds in 1996? Shockingly, 25 years ago. Crikey. For the hit song 3 Lions. I think with the Euros this year, we probably all have a reasonably strong memory of that, if we didn't remember anyway. But which comedy duo joined the Lightning Seeds in 1996 for the hit song 3 Lions? And finally, question number 8, which is good because I was running out of fingers. Which song was Christmas #1 in both 1975 and 1991? It wasn't all the years in between. It was just those 2 years. 1975, 1991. Which song was Christmas #1? How well do you know your Christmas #1s and dates? Better than me, I imagine. So that's all 8 questions. We'll be back with the answers soon. Hope you did well.
How did you do? Hopefully you're feeling confident and that you've made a strong start. But there are another 5 rounds, so don't worry if music's not your forte. Our second round is history and politics. How much have you been paying attention to the news? For this round, we're being joined from Belfast by broadcaster and journalist Pamela Ballantine. So let's see if you know your kings and queens and your significant dates and the ins and outs of our political system. Over to Pamela.
Thank you so much. Yes, I am Pamela Ballantine and I'm delighted to be hosting a round of the Quizmas Challenge tonight and quizzing you on all things history and politics. Now, I've witnessed the effects of bowel cancer after supporting some of my very dear friends and a family member who've had to deal with the disease. And this has led me to be an ambassador for Bowel Cancer UK and get involved in many awareness raising activities and events here in Northern Ireland. And I've seen firsthand the way Bowel Cancer UK has supported patients and funded services in my area, so I am delighted to help out tonight. Now, I've spent my career in broadcasting and journalism, so I would hope I should be quite knowledgeable on all these history and politics questions. So let's see how we all get on. Good luck. Let's start with question 1. Question 1. The first successful vaccine was introduced by Edward Jenner in 1796. Now, which disease did it protect against? I'm sure many of you will all know the current situation and the current vaccines that we're dealing with, but how about back in 1796? Do you know the first successful vaccine? I think I do. Question number 2. Who was assassinated by Naturam Godse on the 30th of January 1948? A very good question. I think I might know the answer to that one. Not too sure. How well do you know your history? Question number 3. In which year did Clement Attlee become Prime Minister? Was VE Day celebrated? And George Orwell's Animal Farm was published? Question number 4. The faces of 4 US presidents are carved into the granite of which mountain? Oh, I can see it and I so want to go there. Question number 5. What country did Winston Churchill describe as a riddle, wrapped in a mystery, inside an enigma? Oh, I do like a riddle, but do you know the answer to this one? What country was it? Question number 6. Which former British Prime Minister graduated from Oxford University in 1947 with second-class honours in chemistry? So, how well do you know your Prime Ministers? And their exam results come to that. A second-class degree in chemistry? Now, who could it be? Question 7. Who was the first wife of Henry VIII? The first wife. Of course, there were 6, but who was the first one? Question number 8. How many MP seats are there in the UK Parliament? We'll give you multiple choice. Is it 630, 640, or 650? Well, those are your 8 questions. There were a couple there that tested my knowledge, and I'm sure of yours as well, but let's hope you've done well. I'll be back soon to give you the answers, but now it's back to our lovely host.
Two rounds down. Don't forget to share photos on social media using the hashtag #QuizmasChallenge and tagging in at Bowel Cancer UK. We'd love to see how you're getting on. Our third round is all about popular culture. Do you know your TikTok from your Instagram? Your Kardashians from your Beckhams? We're going over to the fabulous Sian Gibson, star of Peter Kay's Car Share and Taskmaster, to find out.
Hi everyone, I hope you're having a lovely Christmassy evening. My name's Sian Gibson and I'm so excited to be Christmas quizzing with you tonight. Now, Bowel Cancer UK is a charity that's really important to me. The work they do is fabulous. The research into the causes of bowel cancer and effective treatment for it are so important, and the work they're doing is amazing. So we'd be really grateful if you could please donate tonight. It will make a huge difference, so please donate what you can to this fabulous charity. Okay, so I'm doing the popular culture round. So are you ready for question 1? It's about the Kardashians. Who is the oldest Kardashian? Is it Kim, Kourtney, Khloe or Rob? Maybe Kim's watching and she'll donate. Is it Kim, Kourtney, Khloe or Rob? Who is the oldest? Question 2. He's been on our TV screens for a long time now, but what was the show that originally made Simon Cowell famous? The TV show that originally made Mr. Nasty, Simon Cowell, famous. Question number 3. Which social media platform has the highest number of active users? Now, all of them have got a lot of people using them, but which social media platform has the highest number of active users? I'll give you a clue, it's not MySpace. Question 4. Who is the richest man in the world? Is it Jeffrey Bezos or Elon Musk? Both of them are loaded, but which is the richest man in the world? Who is the richest man in the world? Is it Jeffrey Bezos or Elon Musk? Okay, question number 5. What is the title of the 5th Harry Potter book? What is the title of the 5th Harry Potter book? Question 6. From 2011 to 2019, Meghan Markle was an actress on which TV show? Of course, she's now married to our lovely Prince Harry, but which TV show was Meghan Markle on? Question number 7. Now this is a bit of a tongue twister, but Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta is the real name for which fabulous, famous performer? Say it again. Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta is the real name of which famous performer? Question 8. Which of these sports was not an official sport in the 2021 Olympic Games? Is it skateboarding, breakdancing or softball? I could go on all 3 of them, but is it skateboarding, breakdancing or softball, which was not an official sport in this year's Olympic Games? So that was our final question in the popular culture round, so I'll be back with the answers soon.
Thanks, Sean. Those were some great questions and I'm loving your Christmas jumper. We're now halfway through our Quizmas challenge and it's time to find out how you're getting on by getting some answers. So let's go back to public service broadcasting and find out the answers to round 1, the music round.
Okay, question number 1 was, which British pop star had number 1 hits in not only the 1950s, not only the 1960s, not only the 1970s, not only in the 1980s, but also the 1990s, and thereafter dropped off a cliff? Well, clue there, it is, of course, Cliff Richard. Yep, not so hot on the 2000s or 2010s, but, you know, that's a pretty good run. Got to take your hat off to him there. Question number 2 was, Taylor Swift released 2 records in 2020. One was titled Folklore and the other was called Evermore. So there you go. Kind of rhyme, but not quite. So the album was called Evermore and it was the second of the 2 that Taylor Swift released in 2020. It's just showing off, really, isn't it? Question number 3 was, what was the name of David Bowie's flamboyant alien alter ego? It was Ziggy Stardust, of course, given his debut in Aylesbury, I believe. Any of you from that famous market town will know that. Yes, David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust. Question number 4, I got this wrong actually. Thought I was being clever, but which year was Live Aid? Was it 1984, 85 or 86? I thought it was 84. Did you think it was 86? Because if you did, both of us were wrong, and it was in fact 1985. So Live Aid was organised in 1985 by Bob Geldof to highlight the famine that was happening in Ethiopia. Question number 5 was, which 2007 song by Mika had the following lyrics? I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky. It is a very good song. I do recommend you go off and listen to it. It's Grace Kelly by Mika. Question number 6. Now, I tried to steer you towards the unexpected nature of the guest rather than somebody of a musical hue, but who joined the London Symphony Orchestra on stage for the Chariots of Fire theme tune during the 2012 London Olympics opening ceremony? It was Rowan Atkinson as Mr. Bean. We will accept either Rowan Atkinson or Mr. Bean. If you put both, then you get a brownie point, but it counts for nothing in the quiz. So well done. But Rowan Atkinson or Mr. Bean, of course, for the very funny rendition of the Chariots of Fire theme in the 2012 opening ceremony. Question number 7. You can all just put a big fat tick next to this one, surely. Which comedy duo joined the Lightning Seeds in 1996 for the hit song 3 Lines? It was, of course, Baddiel and Skinner. David Baddiel and Frank Skinner, but I will accept just the surnames Baddiel and Skinner for 3 lines on a shirt. Not called that. Question number 8 is, which song was a Christmas number 1 in 1975 and 1991? I did not guess this at all. I would have guessed it was something like Do They Know It's Christmas or something like that, but it was not. It was instead that evergreen classic by Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. So there you go. Bohemian Rhapsody somehow was a Christmas number 1 in both 1975 and 1991. Not particularly festive, is it? But still, it's a good song. Okay, that's all the answers. We hope you did well. Anybody getting above 5 out of 8 I think is above par, so well done. Thanks a lot to all at Bowel Cancer UK for the smashing work that they do.
How did you do? I hope there aren't too many people shouting. You should have listened to me at the moment. Let's go back to Pamela for our history and politics answers.
Hello again, I'm back and ready to give you the answers. How do you think you did in this round? A full 8 or maybe not so high? Well, here we go. Question 1 was, the first successful vaccine was introduced by Edward Jenner in 1796. Which disease did it protect against? The answer, smallpox. Did you get it right? I hope so. Question number 2, who was assassinated by Naturam Godse on the 30th of January 1948? The answer, Mahatma Gandhi. Question number 3 was, in which year did Clement Attlee become Prime Minister, VE Day was celebrated and George Orwell's Animal Farm published? The answer, 1945. Question number 4 was, the faces of 4 US presidents are carved into the granite edge of which mountain? The answer is, of course, Mount Rushmore. Can you name them as well? No, you don't get any extra points for that. Question number 5 was, what country did Winston Churchill describe as a riddle, wrapped in a mystery, inside an enigma? The answer, Russia. Question 6. Which former British Prime Minister graduated from Oxford University in 1947 with second-class honours in chemistry? The answer, Margaret Thatcher. Question 7 is, who was the first wife of Henry VIII? The answer, of course, is Catherine of Aragon. And question number 8, how many MPs are there in the UK Parliament? 630, 640 or 650? The answer, 650. Well, those are the 8 questions, the 8 answers. It's been an absolute pleasure to read the questions tonight. The very best of luck with the rest of them. And I'll pass back to our gorgeous host.
Thanks, Pamela, for putting us out of our misery with those answers. And for the final set of answers in the first half. Let's see how much you know about popular culture. Over to Sean.
Right, here we go. Fingers crossed you've got all these right. So question 1. Which of the Kardashians is the oldest? And our answer is Kourtney at 42 years young. Question number 2. The TV show that introduced us to Simon Cowell was Pop Idol. Question 3. The social media platform with the most active users is Facebook, with an incredible 2.9 billion active users each month. So that's Facebook. Question 4. They're both absolutely loaded, but the one with the few pounds extra in the bank is Jeff Bezos. I don't think Elon Musk will be that bothered, he's got enough. Question 5. The 5th Harry Potter book is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Question 6. Meghan Markle appeared in the TV programme Suits. Question 7. I'm going to say the name again. Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta is the real name of the amazing Lady Gaga. And the final question, question 8. Breakdancing wasn't an official sport in the Tokyo Olympics. Softball and skateboarding both were. I think they should bring breakdancing into the next Olympic Games. So there are your answers. I hope that you got on okay with those, and thank you for joining us and thank you for supporting Bowel Cancer UK.
Right, that's your answers to the first half of the quiz done. There were 24 points up for grabs. How many did you get right? We'd love to know your scores, so pop a message on social media and let us know how you're getting on. Now, before we head into a break, I'd like to introduce a video from Dr. Jem Rashlas. Jem is a researcher who's going to tell us a bit about the future of research into bowel cancer and how donations make a difference.
I think the future of bowel cancer research is extremely important. What we need to be able to do is understand the basic processes that underlie this disease and be able to identify the disease early. We need to understand the risk factors that individuals have that might predispose them to the disease. We need to understand what are the best therapies and treatments for those individuals should they get the disease. And then ultimately, we need to make sure that the outcomes and consequences of those people who have bowel cancer are as best as they possibly can be. Funding from Bowel Cancer UK is extremely important for my research because it allows me to ask specific questions about bowel cancer and help understand this disease. For every £30 that I get from my research, I can do 1 hour's research. And I'm very grateful to those individuals who support the charity and donate the money that allows us to do this work.
Thank you so much to Jem for explaining so clearly why research is so important. The money raised this evening will help to fund research by people like Jem, which means that people with bowel cancer will be diagnosed earlier and have more treatment options in the future. Please donate using the link on your screen, and remember that everything you give this evening will be doubled. We're going to have a 5-minute break now to give you the chance to make a donation, pour a drink, and top up the snacks. See you back here for part 2. Welcome back. I hope you're ready to go with part 2. There's another 3 rounds, so plenty of opportunities to pick up points. Next, we're going to see how much you know about sport. It's been a big year with the Olympics and the Euros, so hopefully you've been paying attention to every goal, try, pole vault and horse race. We're going over to the legendary sports presenter, Jim Rosenthal, to find out.
Hello there, compliments of the season to you all. Well, I'm delighted to be here as host for the sports round and to support Bowel Cancer UK in the process. My late father-in-law and several of my friends have been affected by bowel cancer, so I'm very aware of the perils of the disease. By way of introduction, I spent over 30 years covering all sorts of sports on ITV, Formula 1, football, rugby, union, boxing and athletics. It was quite an extensive portfolio, and I was lucky enough to get paid to travel around the world and to get ringside seats at some great sporting events. Right now, I'm involved in Amazon Prime Video's football coverage, and I'm also getting up very early to present the breakfast show, going back to my radio roots for Jack's Wake Up Call. Okay, enough of me. Let's get on to the business of the day and your first question. What's the maximum score you can expect to achieve in 10-pin bowling? Very unusual sport. I know next to nothing about it. A tricky one to start with. We need the maximum score you can achieve in 10-pin bowling. Question number 2. Another sport that I haven't done too much of. It is snooker. How many balls are on a snooker table at the start of a frame, including the white? How many balls on a snooker table at the start of the frame, including the white? Question number 3. During September 2020, Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney announced they wanted to invest in which National League football club? It was a pretty big deal for this club, but can you remember which one it was? Question number 4. This is a bit more my territory. What was Muhammad Ali's birth name? You know, he had a completely different birth name. I'm sure you do. This is the simplest one so far. Hopefully you'll get it right. Muhammad Ali's birth name. Question number 5 is basketball. Which team did Kobe Bryant spend his entire career with? You might know Kobe died last year. Sporting great he was, a 20-year career in basketball, but which team did he spend those 20 years with? It's darts for question number 6. Darts player Peter Wright opened up the defence of his PDC World Championship title at Alexandra Palace, dressed as which Christmas character? A very appropriate one for this time of year. Which Christmas character was Peter Wright dressed as when he opened up his World Championship defence at Alexandra Palace? Question number 7, this is my sort of territory. Who scored England's first goal in the Euro 2020 tournament? We were right behind the team that day. Millions watching on television, but who scored the first England goal? Question number 8, it's from the world of tennis. Who has won more Grand Slam titles, Serena Williams or Roger Federer? Two sporting greats have won so many Grand Slams between them, but who has won more, Serena Williams or Roger Federer? And that is it for the sports round. I hope you enjoyed it. The answers are coming up.
Thanks, Jim, and great to see Santa making an appearance as well. How did you get on? Did you race through that or stumble at the first hurdle? You've now got the chance to show off your knowledge of all things geography as we head over to presenter Sean Fletcher.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. How are you enjoying the quiz so far? For those who don't know me, I'm Sean Fletcher, and Bowel Cancer UK is a charity that's very close to my heart. My mother died of bowel cancer at the age of 54. Had it been diagnosed earlier, she would have survived. She died 15 years ago now, but I still miss her a lot. And that's why I've been a long-term supporter of the charity, and so it's an absolute pleasure to host the geography round in the quiz tonight. Right, without further ado, let's get started. So, question number 1. What is the oldest active volcano on Earth? The oldest active volcano on Earth. Now, what could it be? I don't think I've been to a volcano before. Although I have been to Lanzarote and there's a volcano there, so I must have been to one, and that isn't a clue. I don't know the answer. Question number 2. What does the DC stand for in Washington, DC? DC, now there's a few things that come to mind that it could be, but what's the right answer? What does the DC stand for in Washington, DC? I was born in New York. I came to Britain when I was 2. I'm sure we probably visited Washington, but I wouldn't have known then at the age of 2. Right, question number 3. Which city is built entirely upon a series of small islands? Which city is built entirely upon a series of small islands? What do you think? I won't say anything now because I may give it away. I may give a clue away. Have a think. What could it be? Question number 4. Which country is known as the Land of Fire and Ice? So in other words, if you went to the Land of Fire and Ice, where would you be going? Sounds quite exciting wherever it is. I wonder, have you been to the Land of Fire and Ice? These are hard. I did a geography degree and they didn't teach me that. Question number 5. Which lake is the world's largest? Which lake is the world's largest? And for the very astute quizzers who are probably asking, by largest do you mean volume or surface area? We mean largest by surface area. So if you were looking on Google Maps at the world's largest lakes, you'd see this one. Of course, a very deep lake might carry more water than a shallow one, but we're talking about the larger surface area. That's what trumps everything today in this quiz. The largest surface area. Question number 6. We're getting through them now, aren't we? What is the oldest recorded town in the UK? What is the oldest recorded town in the United Kingdom? That is a tricky one. I can think of quite a few very old towns, but which one could it be? I wonder if old needs to be in the answer. There must be an old town somewhere. Oldham, maybe? I don't know the answer, by the way. Well, I'm not giving you a clue. Question number 7. What is the name of the largest river to flow through Paris? What is the name of the largest river to flow through Paris? If you think you know, but aren't quite sure how to spell it, just give it a go. We won't mind a few spelling mistakes here or there. Lots of you would have been to Paris, but did you pay attention? And finally, question number 8. What is the largest desert in the world? What is the largest desert in the world? And if you think you've already got the right answer, why not think about what you might bring there if you could only bring one thing? What you might bring there if you could only bring one thing? I hope you've got it. And that brings us to the end of the geography round of questions. I don't know about you, but after that round, I feel like hopping on a plane and travelling the world. See you soon with the answers.
Thanks, Sean. I don't know about you, but that round has given me an urge to book a holiday. It's hard to believe, but we're heading into the final round. And that's all about TV and film. So we'll be finding out who the Netflix addicts are and who doesn't know how to work the TV remote control. Connor Swindells, star of Vigil and Sex Education, is here to find out. Over to you, Connor, for round 6.
Hello everyone, excuse my messy study. My name is Connor Swindells, some of you may know me, some of you might not. And I am delighted to be your question master. I'm a patron for Bowel Cancer UK. It's a charity very close to my heart. I've been a patron since 2019. My mum sadly passed away from bowel cancer when I was a child, and I always knew that if ever I was given the success I always dreamed of in life, or had any sort of platform to be able to spread awareness about bowel cancer, I would. So that's why I'm sat in front of you electronically right now as your quizmaster. Yes, tonight I will be quizzing you on all things film and TV, so let's put hours and hours of sitting in front of the TV during lockdown to good use, shall we? Now, question number 1. Which period drama became Netflix's biggest show ever in January 2021? Which period drama became Netflix's biggest show ever earlier this year? That is a tough one. There's been loads of great shows released on Netflix this year. Personally, I don't know if I do know the answer. Period drama. Which period drama became Netflix's biggest show ever in January 2021? Question number 2. How many Fast and Furious movies have there been? How many Fast and Furious movies have there been? Personally, I couldn't tell you. Again, I seem to know very little about film and TV. It's got to be 10. That's my money, 10. I'm not supposed to answer these, am I? Question number 3. In what year did Coronation Street first air on ITV? Used to love a bit of Coronation Street myself. My grandmother was a big fan of it. That's all I have to say on that. What year did Coronation Street first air on ITV? I'm sure there's some Corrie fans among us. Question number 4. What is the highest grossing box office film of all time? What is the highest grossing box office film of all time? That's my tumble dryer going off, and it will keep going off until I turn it off. So that should give you enough time to figure this question out. Thank you. Like nothing ever happened. So, question number 5. Friends ended in May 2004 after how many seasons? Friends ended in May 2004 after how many seasons? 17 years ago. Long time. How many seasons? Question number 6. Name the film which contains the famous line, "You can't handle the truth." I repeat. Which film contains the famous line, "You can't handle the truth"? That's quite a good impression as well, if I do say so myself. Question number 7. Where is the movie Black Panther set? Where is the movie Black Panther set? Fictional land. That's a clue. Question number 8. Which hit Netflix TV show do I star in alongside Asa Butterfield, Ncuti Gatwa, Emma Mackey and Gillian Anderson? Which hit Netflix show do I star in? So that's it. That was 8 questions. Those were the TV and film questions. What did you think? I thought I did quite well at that, actually. I don't think anyone noticed that I ran out of the room to turn the tumble dryer off, so that's not a problem. Yes, I hope everyone got some good answers written down. I wish I could know which ones you did have written down. And we will have to wait and see who is the winner there, who is victorious. I will be back soon with the answers.
So I don't know about you, but the biggest question of the night is, did Connor finish his laundry? And that's it! Connor's just asked the final question of tonight's Quizmas challenge. We're going to have another short video in which Claire tells us her story and how bowel cancer has affected her life.
I was diagnosed in April 2020 with stage 4 bowel cancer. I had gone to the doctor in March with a pain in my tummy. As the pandemic hit, I was incredibly lucky to be seen in St George's Hospital. And I had a CT scan, and from that the diagnosis was that it was bowel cancer. I was then sent for further tests, which revealed that my cancer had spread throughout my body and my lymph nodes. From that, we undertook 6 months of chemotherapy. At the end of chemotherapy, I had to have 6 weeks off to get my immune system back up before I could have major surgery to remove a large section of my bowel, which happened in November that year, and since then I have been treatment free. Research into bowel cancer is so important for various different reasons. There is so much that can be done to prevent, and that's a really important part of research. But there's obviously so much that can also be done for treatment while you have bowel cancer, for any stages, especially for stage 4, if to treat, to have research into stage 4 and what we can do to help prolong life is vital. Our statistics for those people with stage 4 cancer is appalling, and if we can help prolong life with the aim of research and clinical trials, it will help a lot of people. My prognosis is, if you read the stats, not very good. I have stage 4 cancer, this is going to be with me for life, and my life is only a few years. Obviously, it's 18 months now since diagnosis. I feel that, generally I'm quite healthy. So for me, it's every day I can get feeling well is a bonus. But I am very aware that my life will only last a few more years. I will not see my 50th birthday. Donating is, can be from £1 to £10 to even more. Every penny does count. It will help. It will change people's lives. Not only will help, it will change people's lives. The future of people with bowel cancer needs to get a whole lot better, but with your help, it can absolutely do that.
sure you'll agree that Claire's story is incredibly moving and really highlights why this evening is so important. We're going to take another short break to give you another chance to get your snacks and drinks and to make your donations. See you back in 5 minutes for the final answers. We're nearly at the end of a brilliant evening. But of course, we need to find out the answers to rounds 4, 5 and 6. So let's find out how good your sporting knowledge is as Jim gives us the answers to round 4.
Okay, here are the answers. A little secret for you. I really prefer doing quizzes when the answers are in front of me, not having to answer the questions myself. I'm hopeless. Right, answer to question 1. What's the maximum score you can achieve in 10-pin bowling? The answer, 300. 300, the maximum score in 10-pin bowling. Question 2 was that snooker question. How many balls are on a snooker table at the start of a frame, including the white? The answer is 22. Question number 3. In September 2020, Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney announced they wanted to invest in which National League football club? The answer is Wrexham. Question number 4, easiest one of the lot from my point of view. What was Muhammad Ali's birth name? The answer, Cassius Clay, the Louisville Lip. Question number 5, that basketball question. Which team did Kobe Bryant spend his whole career with? The answer, the LA Lakers. Had to be a dedicated fan to spend 20 years with the Lakers, didn't he? Question number 6, darts. Peter Wright opened up the defense of his PDC World Championship title at Alexandra Palace, dressed as which Christmas character? The answer, the Grinch. Hope you got it. Question number 8 is that tennis question. Who's won more Grand Slam titles, Serena Williams or Roger Federer? The answer, Serena Williams. Serena Williams has won 23, Roger Federer just the 20. And that is the end of the sports round. The best of luck in the rest of the quiz. Hope you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed your company. Have a great Christmas. Bye-bye from me.
How was that? Hopefully you listened to the right team members and are feeling happy with your score so far. Now we'll see whether you paid attention to your geography teacher as we go back to Sean for the answers to that round.
Thanks again. Well, it really is crunch time. Just the geography and TV and film answers to go before you'll know who the clever clogs of your group is. So let's get straight to it. Question 1 was, what is the oldest active volcano on Earth? And the answer is Mount Etna, which is located on the east coast of Sicily. Lovely part of the world if you don't mind sunbathing by a volcano. Question number 2. What does the DC stand for in Washington, DC? What does the DC stand for? Well, I can now tell you it stands for District of Columbia. Not an easy one to guess that. Question 3. What city is built entirely upon a series of small islands? What did you put down? Did you put Venice? Because if you did, that's the right answer. Well done to those of you who got it. Question number 4. The country also known as the Land of Fire and Ice is, of course, Iceland. And for those of you who are wondering why, it's because it's home to both volcanoes and ice glaciers, fire and ice. On to question number 5. This is the question about the world's largest lake, which I can now tell you is Lake Superior in North America. Lake Superior is so big that it's shared by the state of Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and Canada's Ontario. As far as big lakes go. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? The last few answers now. Question number 6 was, what is the oldest recorded town in the UK? Well, the answer is Colchester. There were a few ones I considered, like Bath, Bristol, and Windsor. I think I mentioned Oldham, didn't I? But of course, it had to be Colchester. It was recorded by the Roman writer Pliny the Elder in about AD 77 when describing the island of Anglesey. Question number 7 was asking about the name of the largest river that flows through Paris, and the answer is the Seine, spelled S-E-I-N-E, but we'll accept any answers that look something like that. It's a general knowledge quiz, not a spelling test. And last, but certainly not least, my favourite question, question number 8, what is the largest desert in the world? Now, I guarantee that lots of you will have put the Sahara Desert. That is not the right answer. Can you believe the correct answer is Antarctica? That's right, Antarctica is considered to be a desert due to the incredibly little amount of rainfall it gets. So there you have it. Those are the answers to the geography round. Best of luck with the final round.
Well, that's your geography round wrapped up. There's just one round of answers left. I can feel the tension all around the country. It's the last chance to score some points as Connor Swindells lets us into the answers for our TV and film round.
And I'm back. Would you believe it? Here I am again, sat in exactly the same position, speaking to you once more. So now I'm going to read you the answers to the fantastic questions which I asked you earlier. So we'll kick off with a bang. Question 1. Which period drama became Netflix's biggest show ever in January 2021? The answer is Bridgerton. Not seen it myself. Again, not very well versed in TV and film, but people have spoken. That's your answer, Bridgerton. Question number 2. How many Fast and Furious movies have there been? Now, there's been a lot. And there has been 9, and some would argue is too many, and some would say bring on number 10. So I was wrong in telling you that there was 10. Threw you off the scent, if you will. The answer is 9, I believe. Maybe I've read that wrong. 9 we'll go with. Question number 3. In what year did Coronation Street first air on ITV? 1960. Coronation Street has been going for 61 years, and don't think that I did the maths there myself because it is written down. 61 years, incredible. Incredible. Question number 4. What is the highest grossing box office film of all time? The answer hasn't changed since 2009. Avatar. Fantastic film. Fantastic film. I actually knew this one myself, so I do know something about film and TV. Question number 5. Friends ended in May 2004 after how many seasons? 10. 10 seasons of your mates Ross, Chandler, and all the rest. Phoebe sat chatting and living their single, not single lives. We were on a break. Question number 6. The film which contains the famous line, "You can't handle the truth," I won't do it again because I hurt my voice doing it the first few times, is from a film called A Few Good Men. The line, delivered by the one and only Jack Nicholson, very well. Supposedly an improv. Maybe that's a lie. Question number 7. Where is the movie Black Panther set? Like I said, it's a fictional place, Wakanda. That's Wakanda for Black Panther. Question number 7. And finally, and last but not least, which hit, and I'll say it again, hit Netflix show does this guy star in? The answer? Sex Education. There we go. And I believe that's it. That's all I have time for here today. That's something that people say when they do this, isn't it? I'm Connor Swindells. You've been fantastic. Thank you again for taking part in Bowel Cancer's Quizmas challenge.
And now that Connor's given us those answers, that's the end of our Quizmas challenge. Are you top of the class, or do you need to book in some more revision time? Please share on social media how you've got on and photos of your team. And if you haven't already donated, please do. Your donation will make a huge difference in bringing a future in which nobody dies of bowel cancer. And I'm sure we can all agree that would be an amazing thing to be part of. I'd like to thank all of our fabulous celebrity quizmasters, and on behalf of everyone at Bowel Cancer UK, a huge thank you to you all for taking part in the Quizmas challenge and for donating so generously. Your support is truly appreciated. Thank you and good night.